There's a part in all of us that is not defined or fixed by a typical job title or a structured career path. It's something that we love doing, that we enjoy. We're drawn to it and take our time for it no matter how busy life gets. At AthAyush, I've just spoken to many doctors and health experts who have dedicated their lives to a chosen field to impact the lives of others. We realize that there's a segment of people who are not defined by a fixed career path. So while they have built their careers or are building their careers, they still hold strongly to something deeply personal. And they have managed to not just keep it alive, but shape it, grow it, and find a way to share it with others. This series is about them. The Passion Project meets such people who are not just defined by what they do for a living, but by also what they bring into the lives of others through what they love. Because healing does not always come from just expertise, but also from experience, exposure, expression, and connection. This is the Passion Project, where AthAyush brings these people together to create journeys for you. Here's where it all begins. Welcome to the first episode of the Passion Project under the AthAyush Way, where we bring special people in front of you. People who, despite their age, whatever it may be, are living a life full of passion while balancing out their professional and personal goals. On that note, I'd like to welcome Ms. Rakhi. Though young in years, she has an experience of traveling across the country more than a lot of us do. And today, we'd like to explore her journey in that travel. So, welcome, Ms. Rakhi. I'm so happy to launch this segment of series with you.
Thank
because
you so much.
I feel that it's always easy to get someone who is wizened in years, who's seen the world, and have them share the experience. But for someone so young to actually have built few pearls of wisdom that many of us don't get to do because we are caught in the rut of everyday lives and everyday work and everyday responsibilities. So I would really love for our audience to know from where did this little spark, this little kida of traveling come into you? Was it there since childhood or has it been a very recent found?
Okay, so thank you so much for welcoming me here, and thank you so much for calling me here today. Uh, so, proceeding with what you've asked, I think I've always had this kida in me because my father is also a travel enthusiast, and he was in Air Force. So we used to shift cities a lot.
Like
I,
typical military kids, every couple of
yeah,
years have a new base.
Yeah, so we used to. I was born in Assam. Then we used to live in Hyderabad and Chandigarh. Then eventually my father left Air Force and we came to Haridwar. But yes,
Why Haridwar?
Haridwar is where my hometown is. My
Okay.
grandparents
So
live.
your so while so your immediate family, just mom, dad, and you,
My mom, dad, and my younger brother.
the four of you traveled around, but your family is actually from Haridwar.
Yes, like they have their home there. They are from Meerut,
Okay.
actually, but yes, they have been living there for a very long time as a joint family, and only my father had moved
Moved
out
out.
because of Air Force. So that was there, and my father in general used to like traveling. Like he told me that you've been to Ladakh, you've been to Darjeeling, and all of that when I was just 3 4 years old
Acha, that's
kid.
why he told you because you have no memory of it.
Yeah, I have zero memory. I was like, take me there, right?
Up
So
when I can remember.
yeah, exactly. So that has always been part of my life. So I think that's where it began.
So was it not difficult for you, like every couple of years, resettling, meeting a new bunch of people, remaking friends? Was that not troublesome, or was it something that you enjoyed doing, or you grew into?
I think I grew into, I never actually felt like, my life is crumbling or something like that. Because even if I used to leave friends somewhere, I used to gain friends very easily. So
Fair.
I was a person who could make friends very easily.
And I can say that, matlab, bachpan se the travel spirit was inborn.
Yeah.
But these are like professional travels. Ki dad got transferred, so we have
Hmm.
to move. During those years, were there any personal travels that your family took up?
Yeah, as I told you, like when I was a little kid, then we used to travel a lot. Even after that, we've been to Manali, Shimla, all of that a lot. And because I'm from Uttarakhand, Haridwar, so we used to travel Uttarakhand a lot as well.
Uh, then um, when did you step into traveling by yourself?
Okay, so basically, I was 18 when I took my first solo trip
So
thing.
that would have been still or just fresh out of school.
Yes, I just moved out of Haridwar. I had to move out because Haridwar felt kind of really restricted.
Okay.
So I really wanted my freedom back, my independence
I
back,
mean, you mean Haridwar as a place to live, or like why was it restrictive?
because my family was like that. So the family
Like more
was,
conservative.
yeah, they were very conservative, very orthodox, I would say, because the things like even if a female has to go out, she has to take a male with her.
Have an
She's
escort always.
Yeah, she's not allowed to go out alone. You're supposed to always, like, the bahus of the family are supposed to have ghungats and all of that. So this was a culture there, and I never liked it because earlier when it was just four of us, this was never happening.
Hmm.
My mother was someone who would take me out to classes, who would take me out for my hobbies. So I never felt like, women are supposed to just stay in home, don't go out. That was never something I was exposed to as a child.
So I can see that this would have been like a clash in your life. That from being this person who, from a very young age, um, had the freedom to move around,
Yeah.
do what she wanted to do, join hobby classes, and we will come to hobbies. I would love to know more about them. And then suddenly coming to a place where you can't even step out without a male escort. Um, it would have been quite stifling.
Yeah, it felt really out of the place. I never liked living there. Although I like the city now. I do appreciate it a lot. I like Ganga Ghats a lot. But this one thing was bothering me a lot, and I just had to get out of
So
here.
did you find a way out?
Yeah, somehow. So I wanted to study psychology. So my first, I would say, rebellion wala thing was when I said that even after getting 93% in my 10th, I want to take humanities in a school that was on the opposite side of the city,
Mm-hmm.
because I just wanted to study that and I didn't want to take science.
That itself would have been a jhatka for the traditional Indian family,
Huh.
where everyone's been kind of conditioned that if you get top marks, you should take science. Me, average marks, commerce. अगर fail हो रहे तो arts लो.
Yeah, my principal came up to me and she said, just pick science here, and I didn't want to even study in that school. So then that was my first case of rebellion, and after studying it in 11th 12th, I just said that I want to pursue it more and I want to move out, and that too to Chandigarh.
Hmm.
And my parents were like, just go to Dehradun
हाँ,
or
आसपास कुछ ले लो.
yeah, someplace here only. Why do you want to go so far? And I was like, I would need more opportunities and all, and I just fought that off, that I just have to move out.
So when that happened, was it a very huge friction at home?
Yeah, I mean,
या बस थोड़ी बहुत अनबन हुआ and then मान गए
no,
मम्मी
no.
पापा.
Initially, they were completely against it. Like everyone, my mother was obviously, she was always like, do whatever you like, do
Mom was
whatever,
supportive.
yeah, do whatever you want. But with everyone else, they were like, ladki hai, don't go so far.
Hmm.
We care about your safety and all of that. But eventually, I just refused that. I won't apply to any other place. Like, even if you
यहाँ पे
ask
ना हो
me,
पाएगा.
I will not. I refuse to even apply to any other place, and I applied by myself to the colleges in Chandigarh, and I got in every one of them, the ones I applied.
While you've been saying this, something's been coming to my mind that it seems like the larger family as a whole had very strict notions, gender norms, boys like this, girls like that.
Yeah.
Um, but you mentioned that your mom would always take you out here and there. You mentioned your dad had the travel bug in him. So somewhere I can see that your parents, though I'm sure they were also under pressure of the social norms, but I can see a lot of their traits in you
Yeah,
that
definitely.
dad has a travel thing, mom likes to do things by herself, so I'm going to be this person who will travel and do things by myself.
Yeah, exactly. I am a very good like combination of both of them. Very good parts of both of
I
them,
can
I
see
would say.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to get into college
Hmm.
in Chandigarh
Yeah.
and you're pursuing psychology.
Yes.
Why psychology?
So, when I was just in ninth or 10th class, I had a lot of anxiety for some reason. I have discovered now what reasons. But at that time, I didn't know what is happening to me. So, I was just Googling everything. And I realized that there's something called psychology where you study about these
It piqued your
things.
interest.
Yeah. And that I was just a kid who just wanted to
Mm.
figure out what's happening to her. But the more I discovered it, the more I wanted to pursue it.
That's great. I mean, it's amazing that today children have the ability to go out and seek answers for themselves.
Yeah.
We weren't like that when we were kids. Okay, so you got to Chandigarh, you got into college, and that's when your traveling started.
Yeah, so that was like my free pass to do things. Obviously, I was in a hostel,
Hmm.
so it was difficult to.
Baby steps. Come on, one can't expect कि college तो कहीं पे भी रह लो.
Yes, and I was specifically told that here is your college, this is your hostel, just travel back and forth, don't go anywhere else.
Hmm.
Even if you want to go to market, try ordering only. Don't go to market as well. That was the instruction given to me, but I didn't want to do that. So I somehow managed to get out of the hostel and I took my first solo trip to Rishikesh.
Wow.
Now,
Was this exciting, more exciting, or was it more scary?
it was majorly scary because obviously I had never done anything on my own. I've never traveled in bus by my own. I've never even searched out for it by my own. So when I checked everything, I figured out the buses. I could just figure out that you can take a bus till Dehradun,
Hmm.
and from there you'll have to take a bus to Rishikesh.
Hmm.
So that is the path I figured because Haridwar I couldn't go.
घर है
Right?
वहाँ पे.
And I was very scared because obviously Rishikesh is just half far away, and half of the people we know
Would be
keep
there,
going
हाँ.
there. Yeah, so I was very scared, but it was also very exciting, definitely, to figure out things on my own, to just sit in the bus by my own. When I took the bus from Dehradun to Rishikesh, I couldn't find a seat, so I had to sit beside the driver.
So it was one of those local buses.
Yes, and it felt so exciting. I just played Ilahi in my earphones, and oh my god, I could feel it like I'm in the mountains, like a main character in a movie.
Quite filmy, aren't you?
I am very filmy.
Why Rishikesh though? Malo, I know many people go to Rishikesh. It's like you go whitewater rafting and ABC, XYZ. But it's also so close to home, like you said. So why there?
Because it felt safe in that sense. I knew about it, right?
Mm.
I have been there with my family.
So if you have to go alone, go somewhere where you can manage yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I would recommend that only first. Either you have someone who's looking out for you, right? Properly. But if you are properly taking a trip by your own without telling anyone like me, you should
Then be as safe as you can be.
prefer places which are familiar, which are closer, obviously closer to home, so that if something
and if anything happens, you can
call
seek help.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And I'm guessing that this little step of courage that you took, with all the shivers and all the trembling and all the fear कि अभी कोई आ जाएगा, कोई देख लेगा, it gave you the confidence to then take on your next trip.
Yes.
Where was that?
So because now I had traveled up, as I told you, I am a very filmy person. So I was a big fan of Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. I was Nana for a very long time, like a nerdy kid who doesn't go out, who follows the rules
related
of the
to her.
society. Yeah. So I booked a trip with a travel group. So there are travel groups on Instagram. You can find them. At this point, so there are so many. At that time, I
There
knew
were few.
about a few only.
What year was this, so we can get like a timeline in our head?
It was around 2021 when the lockdown has
just opened.
Yeah.
So this is like a post-COVID thing.
Yes.
So I mean, I know that before that, like India has been a great place for tourism and travel, but COVID, of course, killed that industry.
Yes.
So this is when everything's kind of restarting.
Yeah.
That's when you were also kind of starting your life as a traveler.
Yeah. So I looked out for a page. I searched which one was the cheapest because money was
Student
an
budget.
issue. Yeah. And I was managing my finances by my own.
Yeah, I had a question on that, but we'll come to it. So let's first understand how you went about this trip, and then we'll dig into how you paid for it.
Yeah. So yes, I booked a trip and I got on that bus, and the trip leader asked everyone to give their introduction, and apparently I was the only solo traveler there.
Really?
I had expected that at least someone else would be there, so I'll
Who
just,
are traveling individually?
yeah, so I'll
So you're
just talk
saying
to
that
them.
this group, and how many people were in the group?
25 people.
So of 25 people, 24 were like small groups coming together,
Yeah, pairs or groups, they were like that.
but nobody alone.
No. And I was scared to talk, even though I was this kid who was always so extrovert and all of that.
But it's
I-
understandable. When you were a child, you were in a safe and secure environment.
yeah,
Parents were there, teachers were there. You were part of the military parivar. So that sense of, there was no sense of worrying for yourself. You could be.
definitely.
But here, sab anjane hain.
Exactly. So I was very scared, and apparently, people who were there who became friends eventually told me after the trip that we were also intimidated by you. So I was like,
Such a sweet little thing. How can they be intimidated by you?
so back then I had blue hair,
Even better.
and I had the clothing of a kind, which made them seem like that I am someone who travels a lot, and I have this very influencer kind of personality who they cannot just come and approach.
It reminded me of a line. I mean, it doesn't come out wrong. It's like fake it till you make it. So even if I don't, if I'm not,
Yeah.
even if I'm not it, let me look it. One day I'll be it.
I was doing that. I had that whole look, but inside I was just
धीरे
shit
धीरे आ रहा था
scared.
वहाँ पे.
Just shit scared. And but yes, eventually because we had shared rooms, I
So you
talked
got to
to
know
them.
each other, of course. But this would be your first trip where you took this route of traveling, like booking as a part of a group.
Yeah.
Was it everything that you hoped it would be? As exciting as you thought it would be?
No.
Like Nana from the movie?
No, I definitely didn't get a bunny. But yes, so it was fine in the sense that obviously I got to travel Manali and all of that, but I felt very rushed during the trip. You have to wake up at 7, then we'll go
Acha.
here, then we'll go here, then the whole day is so packed up, and by the end of it, you are just so tired that you just want to sleep.
मतलब स्कूल सिस्टम यहाँ पे मिला दिया कि सुबह घंटी से इस घंटी पे उठ जाओ, इस घंटी पे खाना खाओ, इस घंटी पे निकलो.
Why? And I realized that I don't like this kind of travel. Matlab,
Yeah, I mean,
I cannot stick to itineraries and just going so many places in
then
2
there's no
days.
freedom in it.
Exactly.
Let's come to a third travel then. But before that, how did you pay for these?
Yes.
Because I'm
That's
guessing
an-
here that coming from a family where dad was like, market bhi mat jao, order online kar lo. I'm guessing that permission was far, from mind. So they would not know that these trips have happened. So,
So yes. So I have always been a creative person. Art has been the center of my universe, I would say. I literally have tattoos of art on my body so much. So I used to do quite a lot of art. When I was 15 somewhere, I discovered that I like writing a lot.
so another medium of art, creative
Yes.
writing.
And writing sticked with me
Mm.
very much. Like it was something that I enjoyed so much that I never stopped. Even
Writing what?
till today. So I started with writing poetries.
Okay.
Then I was writing for Instagram. So that was the COVID time.
Mhm.
So I was writing for these Instagram pages where they used to post movie reviews, song synopsis, character development, and all of that. So I used to write all of that. Then from those connections, I found a blogging platform where I could earn.
Oh, nice.
But it was paying very less, and the labor was too much. So I left that. But I got a job at a marketing agency as a copywriter.
At what age again?
17.
Were they aware they were hiring a minor?
Yeah. I mean, after 16, you can work as well.
I was just kidding.
Yeah. So, yes. So, that was the beginning of it. I used to get paid very less, to be very honest, the amount of work that I used to do.
Of
And
course, बच्चे से काम करा रहे तो फ्री में, मतलब जितना फ्री के पास हो सके.
now when I look back at it, I was like, I was doing such a good job for such less money, but obviously it
But it
was
was
a
an
start.
experience. Yeah.
It was a start, and I was at least getting paid.
And I'm guessing your objective was met. You need money to travel. Here is a
Yeah.
skill I have to earn. Here is the skill I am exploring through that earning.
Yeah, so that was my source of earning. Everything I used to earn, I used to either save up and then go out, or sometimes it was so manageable that I could just get my salary and go. So that is how I managed it all.
From then till now, ballpark, I don't expect you to remember the exact number. How many trips, irrespective of destination, how many trips have you undertaken?
So it's been almost 5 years, and I think I have taken almost 20-25 trips.
Wow.
Quite a lot of trips to repeated destinations,
Doesn't
definitely.
matter.
But yes,
No place looks the same no matter how many times you go there.
definitely.
So did all these trips, like, the first one was an experimental solo trip.
Yeah.
The second one was through a traveling group. So the other trips that you took, were they all like this, like either a group or solo, or did you find your way of traveling?
Yeah, I did end up finding my own way of traveling, which was curating it all by myself. So I went for my birthday solo trip to Udaipur. That was the first
Happy birthday
very,
to you.
yeah, very solo trip. Udaipur is a very, very beautiful city. Best sunsets I've ever seen. So that was where it began. Then I have been to quite a lot of, matlab, at this point I never remember all the names. That is
That's
why I
okay.
have Instagram the highlights so I can remember. But yes, there were trips to Beer. There was one trip to Kerala where I accompanied a travel agency as their female associate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was not like one of your vacation things. This is more like a job
Work,
thing.
yeah.
Ki chalo, I'm getting paid for something I like doing.
And that was the time I realized I can never do this.
Okay, then I don't want money from here anymore.
Yeah, I can never be a trip leader. And there was this also time when I was literally in 6 cities in the span of 3 months. I was continuously traveling.
सोने को मिला था?
I don't remember. Genuinely. I mean, yeah, it was very, very
Doesn't that
hectic.
kind of pull the fun out of traveling?
It did. So when I thought that, I'll just become a traveler. This life seems so good. I'm just exploring places. But by the end of those 3 months, I realized that this is not something I want majorly from my life. I don't want to always travel.
But you realize that travel ought to be a strong part of your
Yeah,
life.
it has to be there for sure. Like it cannot
तो
be
अभी एक balance
removed.
ढूंढना है.
Yes, it has to be there for sure, but it cannot be my full-time thing. So that was one realization I had after traveling so much. And I think that is what all these destinations have given me, some different kinds of realizations.
So, and all these 2025 trips you paid for yourself. Besides solo traveling and going through with a group, is there any other kind of traveling one can do?
Yes, so there is this new culture of volunteer traveling, which I intend to do more now as I move forward with more traveling. I have done it twice before as well, where you exchange your skills to with the property in return with food and stay. So basically, if
Don't
I
Instagram influencers do that? कि भाई, I will shoot your food and place for free. मुझे खाना दो.
kind of like that, but even for that you need to have follower base, right?
Exactly.
But
अच्छा, but this is like
this is completely based on skills.
okay. So give me an example.
Yeah, so like me, I had us time pe I think 1500 something followers, but yes, I had this knack for social media because I've been working with the digital marketing companies, so I knew everything around it. So there are platforms for volunteer travel. I booked a trip through that, and so there was this property in Manali. I was supposed to go there and work while also traveling there, but Himachal floods came up, and that person actually needed the social media to boost up at that time. So I worked from my home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I worked from home, and then I was promised this free food and stay when I go there. So then
And
after
they
a
delivered
while,
on that promise?
yeah, after a while I went there and I stayed for 4 5 days, and all of it was paid.
Nice. So even in the whole concept of volunteer traveling, where you go there and then exchange or barter your skills and services for staying and food, here also you gained a new experience, which is working for them first
Yeah,
and then having like a redeemable coupon कि अब जब मैं आऊंगी
exactly,
याद रखना
exactly.
मुझे.
I did go to Bhimtal like that. So when I was in Bhimtal, I was continuously also working, but they made sure that I had time to travel. That was a good part about the host.
But, so from what I can gather, you getting out of your home and getting into a college was not to study psychology, but was to explore yourself as a traveler.
Yes,
What happens with psychology?
psychology is still one of my major loves because I don't think I. One thing I've realized after working so much, like I've worked as a copywriter, community manager, anything that would pay me
Hmm.
at this point, anything that would excite me, anything that would pay me. I have realized that psychology is something that I enjoy from the bottom of my heart because, being a psychologist, and now I have been practicing as well, I've been taking
Nice.
sessions. So I've realized that this is something I enjoy the most.
And it is a skill or a service that you can take with you.
Yeah,
Is
and
that part of your future goals?
yes, so as I said, that art is the center of my universe. I eventually want to be an art therapist
Okay.
who travels, who takes people to travel with her, who helps them through art therapy and all of that. That is somewhere I see myself in future because I cannot give up on art, I cannot give
Hmm.
up on psychology, and I cannot give up on travel.
Traveler. तो तीनों प्लीज साथ साथ आ जाओ. और कोई
Yeah,
ऑप्शन नहीं है.
yeah, after working so much, after having so many experiences, I've realized that this is how I need my life to be.
You know, and this is why I am very happy to have you as our first guest, because I haven't come across many people I can say are an excellent example of someone who is confident that she will build her career or her professional path by marrying these few aspects.
Yeah.
नहीं तो अब तक it was like, what would be a typical example? Okay, I'm a psychologist, I'm going to do therapy in and out, I'll work in a hospital or a clinic, and then
Yeah.
I'll save money, and when I get time, I will travel. This mic doesn't like me. And I'll travel. And the thing is that when we segment our lives like that, people are doing it, but it is tiring. So often when we go for a vacation, uh, we come back and we need a holiday to recover from the holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
But if and when people are able to blend their passion and their qualifications and their expertise together and create something, it brings about impact in a very unique and different way.
Yeah.
So even though you are right now establishing yourself, I'm so confident that down the line yours will be a name in the traveling psychology field that will be known. You
I
know,
hope,
a
yeah.
person who impacts the life of others through art and psychology as she travels the world.
Yes.
Um, as we come close to the finish, there's this one question I would like to ask you. What has been the biggest difference between the Rakhi who took the first travel trip to Rishikesh scared and fearful and so went not so far from home, and the Rakhi now who's completed like 20-25 trips and has a vision of how she wants to use travel in her life? What has this journey in traveling taught you and brought out from within in you?
So I think travel has given me a lot. I mean, everything at this point. Okay, so confidence, obviously. I have immense confidence at this point.
अब डर नहीं लगता, ले आओ.
I mean, I'm genuinely not scared of anything at this point because every time I have thought about worst. So there were times when I was suicidal at also, and I was choosing to give up in life. But even then, I took a trip to Beer. It was supposed to be just a trip for paragliding, right? And my main motive was that what would the maximum thing that would happen?
What's the worst thing that can happen
Yeah, I'll just die.
if you fall off the?
Yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen. And I wanted to just die a hero, just die with a story
Mm.
that she tried doing paragliding, not, you cut her
Like
veins.
basically saying that you were okay with the concept of death.
Yeah, but when I was there in the sky watching everything, I could see that world is so vast, like so vast, and my story cannot just end like this. That one day she just died. So I have written this down somewhere also that I think through travel I have gained this thing that every time death will look into me in my eyes, I will be able to tell it that I'm not scared of you anymore.
That I have a life to live.
Yeah. So because I have seen it so many times and I have dodged it always through travel. There has been times when I was feeling solo and I just meet someone and that person would tell me something so hopeful that I want to live another day. So
So you met the world in your travels. How many places have you been to? Like, if you can name a few.
I've been to Udaipur, Bir, Tirthan Valley, Agra, Ahmedabad, Kerala, Goa, Palampur, Lucknow, Ayodhya. These
कुछ
are
छोड़ा
on
है?
these are on top of my mind. I think now I want to go
And
towards
so in all these
Southeast.
travels, with every step you took, you went deeper in love with life.
Yes, exactly. And the way it has shaped my perspective also, in a way that now I very strongly believe that world is a very beautiful place.
It is, of course, it is.
Yeah, I mean people do have this notion, that world is
दुनिया बुरी है.
bad. हाँ कि दुनिया बहुत बुरी है, दूर रहो सबसे. But I've literally met people on my solo trips who have carried me through it in such a nice way. I've met strangers who were there with me on the whole Goa trip. There were four stranger men who I was traveling with, and they took such care of me during that whole trip.
Wow, it's so amazing. Like as you speak, like I feel like through your words, I can see the world as such a vast and huge place. But through your stories, it seems like the world is such a small place.
I have experienced it. Once, this one solo traveler told me about some artist, and we both discussed it intensively. Ki, okay, and
Artist like art, like paint,
no, he was a musician.
musician. Okay.
So then I used to host open mics in Chandigarh.
Hmm.
Wait, I did everything that could give me money or a stage.
Nice.
Yes. So while I was hosting an open mic, someone came up. He performed. He performed brilliantly, and at the end, he told his Instagram username, and it clicked me that that traveler
From that
had
story.
told me about this person.
Wow, world is really a small place.
I went up to him and I was like, I know you through her, and he was like, oh, अच्छा तुम भी मिली हो उससे मैं भी मिला हूँ, and I have.
And it feels nice, no? When there are connections with random strangers.
Yes, and this has happened so much with me that I go on to follow someone and there would be mutuals. कि, अच्छा अच्छा आप भी उस trip पे
And
मिले थे.
that will not surprise me now. The number of places you have been and people you have met, and you like interacting with people. अब तो किसके साथ भी mutual friends होंगे, I'm sure.
But hey, at this point, world seems like this small community I have of my own. And
Well, Rakhi, this was truly a very enjoyable conversation for me. I haven't traveled so much, but I feel like I've seen a little bit more of the world through your words, and I'm even more excited that you have come here to AthAyush because as we curate and create wellness journeys and travels for people like you will just add that extra oomph, that that flavor to that journey.
for sure.
An experience that will further enrich your life and through you enrich the lives of those who are part of that trip. I'm so looking forward to that.
Same here, same here. I would love to be part of any kind of travel that happens in this world.
Don't worry, food and lodging will be provided.
Wow, I am in.
So on that note, thank you so much. It was an absolute delight having you here with us, and I'm looking forward to more stories. And I will follow you on Instagram and share your stage performances with our audience, because Everyone
Surely.
should have a glimpse of that.
Surely, surely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling me today here. Like, I always wanted to speak about all of this. I always wanted to tell people how it feels, because I have received so many messages, especially from women, that, because you do it, we also
We
have this,
also,
gain this courage to
and
do
that
it.
is one of the biggest things. I mean, anyone would, like, they don't have to think much. The moment you say solo female traveler, they will think the worst, and it is scary, not
It
denying
is,
it.
definitely it
But
is.
the world can be scary if you don't try.
Exactly. And I am always like this, like, I just want to be the person who, seeing whom the other woman should feel that she can also do it.
That where there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way.
Yeah. And I'm always there to help anyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.